Alright guys, here we are. Day 3. I finally tracked down the man himself. There he is.
I've missed
Mr.
you guys.
Andy Armstrong himself. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good now that I was able to let this secret out of the bag, because I've been holding this secret for almost a year. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was hard to keep this a secret altogether.
I can tell you what, I have no doubt.
But I am now the general manager and lead designer for RoseCraft Blades.
There you go, guys.
We are
RoseCraft.
based in Maryville, Tennessee.
Okay.
The intention, at the moment, we've released 12 models, but they're all imported at this moment.
Okay.
We will be building a manufacturing facility right in East Tennessee, and hopefully we'll be making our own knives as well as other people's knives right there in that manufacturing facility. Now,
That's fantastic.
I'm going to give you a scoop that I haven't given so far.
Oh, here we go, guys. Listen up.
If you can read, you probably could read this on the site, but I've not talked to anybody about this on camera before.
All right.
Last year, our proprietor, our founder, William Rose, called me up, and I hadn't seen him in 20 years. I used to work with him a long time ago, and he said, I just want to have lunch with you and catch up. So we sat down for lunch, and what he had intended to do was ask me to do some logo work for his sister companies and other things like that.
Okay.
7 hours later, 3 things were very, very, very clear. One, there was room in the market for a good mid-level knife brand like RoseCraft Blades.
Absolutely.
His son Hawkins, who is one of our designers on the team, had a massive interest in knives and has always had that.
Excellent.
And 3, we were going to have a brand new knife company come out. That's what was going to happen. I wanted to be a part of it, so that is the day that the team was formed. By the end of the month, we were holding regular meetings and picking our lineup and making designs, and it's been a whirlwind ever since.
I tell you what, guys, you guys have had some loyal fans, followers.
We put the team back together. I feel like it's the Blues Brothers. You know, we got Swags on the team as a designer.
Absolutely.
Which is fantastic. I'm on the team. We have 2 brand new designers, Hawkins Rose, that I'll show you some of his stuff, and Chase Snyder, both of which have been active knife enthusiasts, and now they're like, okay, Andy, I want to do this knife. Show it to me on paper. Let's talk it through. Let's hammer out all the details, and then we've done it. I mean, we've got them right here on the table. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Please. What are we going to look at first?
I want to show you something that happens with those. Actually, if you'll take a step back, I'll tell your whole table right here.
Okay.
Everything you've seen on the table is all D2 or AR RPM 9 steel.
Right.
Every single modern has ceramic ball bearings in it. So the action is super important to us, because I feel like beyond cutting with a knife, 2/3 of the fun is flipping it and playing with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Looking at it, admiring it, cleaning it, sharpening it. So you're going to find action like this Bora that Swags did, like this, in almost every single knife. I like it when it's balanced right. This is not spring assisted. That is a manual flipper.
Yeah.
This is the Bora. We have this in 3 flavors. Swags at one point worked behind the bar.
There you go. There's your flavors.
Absolutely hated the paring knives behind the bar. So she drew this thing up on notebook paper. She said, I want a paring blade. I want it to be super thin and slicey, a little bit flexible. I need to be able to open it super easy with a thumb, boom, and just do it. It also needed to have a pry bar. Of course, pop a top on a cold one right here.
Absolutely.
And in case of emergency, you should be able to get a hex driver into that slot and turn a screw or 2 if you really needed to.
Nice.
It's a liner lock, and this thing comes in, I believe, at $58.99.
Really?
On that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
She has another design I definitely want to show. This is my favorite of her 2 in the show. If you like her More Mylea and Mylea that came out from CJRB, this is probably the next idea up from it. It's a little larger. This is the Pocket Monster.
Yes.
If you're familiar with your famous monsters out there, you're going to recognize the color scheme that Swags picked as the Sully color scheme on this. This is AR RPM 9 steel and a drop point blade. You get a full inch of finger choil, so you can really choke up on this knife. G10 on the handles, ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip, thumb studs, which are a dream to use. Of course I did that. Dream to use over and over again. And this is the only knife on the table that's going to be a little bit different in what's coming from the factory. Once we started playing with this front flipper, though it works, I wanted people to grip it just a little bit better, so you'll have jimping that runs from here to here. This is a $53.99 knife.
Fantastic.
3 flavors. You got the orange and black Halloween monster.
Yep.
You got the red and black vampire monster.
Which, you know, that one definitely speaks to me.
Absolutely. And then the Sully.
Nice.
I
Very
love that
nice.
knife, and I think it's going to do really, really well for us.
Fantastic.
Let me show you. Oh, we have to do it. We have to do it. I'm gonna grab a
Okay,
chunk.
yeah, let's do it.
This is the little chunk. This is probably the most fun knife, in my opinion, that we have in here. You got almost 3 millimeters of D2 steel in this blade. It's a massive Warncliffe. Man, you can really get down on this thing and work it. But again, you get. I knew I was going to do that with this one. My thumb is about worn out. Let me do it with this one right here. The thumb stud. I'm dying here, man. It's because you put the camera on me.
I'm sorry.
But the action, again, I have to get in the right spot on it.
There you go.
The action is fantastic. We have 2 G10 versions with steel liners, red on black, black on red as opposites. Nice jimping at the top, of course, ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip. And then we have the aluminum version.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
these are full aluminum handles. Now, I tell you a funny story for your channel, folks.
Okay. Oops.
We wanted to see what it would be like if we did copper handles. And what we got was a sample that was fantastic to look at that would take your pants right off your body if you put it in your pocket. It was literally almost at a pound
It
of
was
knife.
the chunk.
Yeah, so if you can look how thick these aluminum handles are, right?
Yeah.
This is a 6-ounce carry on the aluminum version. You're looking at about a 4.95-ounce carry on the G10. But in copper, it was... It was
heavy?
It was too heavy. It was too heavy. It was unbelievable.
Okay.
Now, here's the funny thing. The word little comes before the word chunk in this knife, and that means there's going to be a full-size chunk coming in the future.
Oh, no.
I've protoed out a few of them so far, and we're looking at trying to get either 1 inch to 1.5 inches bigger on the knife.
Wow.
So same body kind, same everything, but to get another inch out of this, that'll be the full-size chunk when it comes out.
That's a knife that when I pick it up, it just makes me kind of want to growl.
Right? And that knife comes in, I was shocked at what we could do on that one for people. That knife is $58.99.
The aluminum? Or the...
All of them.
Oh,
Same price.
Same price. Okay, very good. Very good.
$58.99.
Very good.
Let me show one more modern, and then I want to dig into our traditionals.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Those are my babies on the
absolutely.
table. This right here is the Alenta. Lento in Latin means curve or bend. This is a Chase Snyder design. I love a sexy, sleek, curvy knife. You know that if you've seen me on TV before.
Absolutely.
I love it. This one feels great in hand. Again, you have that same kind of just beautiful action in the thumb stud. You know, guys, ever since Swags forced me to learn how to do that, I just do that every time I find a thumb stud. I'm like, yes, can I do it? There it is. We actually did a limited edition for the show. And of course, our stock is not quite in yet, but it will be there. There will only be 150 made each of these dual finish knives.
Oh, okay.
So with the black PVD and the satin grind, there will only be 150 each. When they're gone, they're gone. Future versions will be all satin or all black PVD. They'll still get the same natural jade and black liners or red liners and black G10.
Just the two-tone is the special.
Right.
Okay.
It is, absolutely.
Okay.
And if I hadn't said that already, you can go on RoseCraft blades right now, and every single product has a notify me button.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you can do that, and we will hit you with an email as soon as it comes in.
Terrific.
Let's deal into 2 of these babies that are mine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's start off with the one that folks probably recognize. This is based on my original pattern. This is our new Little River Bend Skinner. All of our traditionals have D2 blades with a brushed satin finish. We have the standard pulls. We have natural bone handles, which I knew everybody was out there. I've been having people beg for white smooth bone, and I wanted to do that in this knife. The shield itself is a rosebud. That is a nickel silver rosebud shield for RoseCraft.
That's very cool.
Nickel silver pins. I went with steel liners because I like how nice that looks.
It looks great
across the back.
Absolutely.
The walk and talk on these are fabulous. And if you've had one of my upswept knives before in the past, the improvement that I made when I came to make this knife, I found that the other one had just a little bit too much roundness on the end. And if people do what I would like them to do is skin out things and that kind of stuff, you need a little bit more grip when you're wet. So if you get right into that point, you get just a tiny bit more grip. I have to be
honest with you. That is my favorite aspect of this knife. Is how you widened out and kind of
just made that out there.
Yep.
I would love to know what your people think. Can message me or whatever what you would think of a fixed blade that was in this format. a full tang fixed blade that was in this format. You all tell me what you think of it, and maybe we may consider it. That knife comes in at, I'm sorry, hand me that thing, please. Oop. That knife comes in at $42.99 retail. Yes, $42.99. I'm going to give you that knife right there. This has become my favorite at the show.
Mine too.
This is the Clinch River swayback. Now, if you're familiar, the swayback is a traditional pattern that's been around hundreds of years.
Right.
It was originally a loom knife, so I always envisioned the child labor thing going on, the small child crawling underneath the loom and cutting out knots in the back. What it gave you was the ability to make good push cuts with a nice fat worn clip blade. I wanted to try something different. You guys know me. Sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss, but I think this is a hit. I was able to take 1/3 of the lead bolster and 2/3 of the tang and give you an inch worth of finger choil. So now you not only get good push cuts, you get controlled push cuts with that.
Now, see, and that's one of the most common comments I get. You know, because people are concerned about slip joints coming closed. I'm sure you've heard that over and over.
Right.
This
You can't do it.
eliminates
You can't
that
do it
worry.
because if you're pushing with that, you're on top of the blade the way a friction folder would work.
Exactly.
Right. A genuine bone on the handles again. We're calling this bourbon bone.
That is
It looks
absolutely
like
gorgeous.
Looks like a standard glass. Hold that bourbon up to the light. That's that golden color you get. Same features we had in all the rest. The steel liners, the nickel silver rosebud shield. $46.99 on this.
You're killing me, man. That's
this is
awesome.
The heaviest pull that I have in the group. They all have stop pins too, so you're not going to get blade wrap.
Nice.
But
Very
listen
good.
to that. I mean, this is probably a solid 7 or an 8. And I know you love your pull.
Yes.
Yes. These should sharpen up nice and stay that way too for your D2.
Okay.
I will
Very
say
good.
this: they're D2. Wipe them off before you put them back in your pocket. D2 can rust and does rust. So
Yep.
take care of those knives out there.
Yep.
What else you got for the Big Red EDC?
Oh man, I tell you what. I just want to say thank you for bringing me on board with RoseCraft. The minute Melina contacted me, I tell you what, I think I probably squealed a little bit because the opportunity to work with you guys again
Yes.
has been, you guys have been terrific to me, and
I
you
will
helped
say
me
this.
get started, and I just appreciate
You
it.
were one of the first names we thought of. I need my West Coast people for sure. And you were the first knives one of the first people that we thought of. But I totally appreciate what you do with your knife reviews in that you take your time and you show us each little piece. And there are a lot of people out there who do a lot of yelling and screaming and do whatever. But I would much rather sit and listen to one of your reviews and just hear about every aspect of the knife and get an honest opinion about somebody who uses knives all the time. That's why you're on board with this as an ambassador of RoseCraft blades.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy, for showing us. Say hi, Swags. Hi. There's Swags, designer extraordinaire. But Andy, thank you so much for taking the time. And once again, just thank you for bringing
Go to
me
the
on board.
website, rosecraftblades.com.
Yes,
Do it
there
right
you go.
now.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.